Hi, this is Ann with Finance on the Offense, and today I'm going to go over a remote job, work from home position that I see a lot, and that is the Salesforce Administrator job. And I would like to say that I'm not affiliated with Salesforce or anything like that, and I have not gone through this program myself. All right, let's get started. So there are a lot of great things about being a Salesforce administrator. It's fairly high paying, it's really in demand, and then this is the big one. You generally do not have to have a college education for a lot of these jobs. You will need to get a Salesforce Administrator certification, but the cost for that is $200 total. And I'll talk more about that in just a minute. So I'm out here on the Salesforce.com website, and I want to talk a little about Salesforce. Salesforce is a CRM, and that's a customer relationship management platform. It's a product that helps other companies' marketing, sales, commerce, service, and IT teams work together as a unit from anywhere. So basically it's a piece of software that everyone can kind of log into and see customer accounts and projects that are in progress and then work on them together. The way that Salesforce makes money is they sell a license to other businesses to use this software. They charge between $25 a user per month to over $300 per user, depending on what product license the company buys. A lot of companies use Salesforce, so if you were to get a job doing this, you would be getting a job, most likely, at one of these companies that use Salesforce, not Salesforce itself. Back in 2018, the number of companies that use Salesforce was 150,000. And from what I could tell online, just doing research and stuff, people really love Salesforce. They think it's an easy to use platform and really user-friendly. According to the Salesforce Training website, Salesforce administrators help to automate complex business processes, create reports and dashboards, and then also train users on how to use Salesforce. So you'll help your team stay efficient and on top of things while keeping an eye on their success and customer relationships. It can be a pretty technical job from what I hear, but you don't need any other certification other than the Salesforce Administrator certification. Of course, it's going to be helpful for you if you're really comfortable with computers and that kind of thing. So how much does a Salesforce Administrator make? According to ZipRecruiter.com, the national average is around $89,000 per year. Of course, when they're getting this number, they're including senior administrators, but I think you could probably expect to make between $60,000 and $80,000 a year at first, and then after a few years, you could switch to a senior role and pull more like $90,000 to $140,000. As far as the demand and number of job openings, in the U.S., according to ZipRecruiter, there are about 30,000 jobs. But if we come over here to LinkedIn, it's showing about 74,000 jobs. Of course, some of these are going to want previous experience with Salesforce and or a bachelor's degree, but if I were looking for a Salesforce admin job, I would apply to everything, even the ones that ask for those two things. A lot of times companies have a preference for those, but depending on the company, they might be willing to overlook that. So how do you become a Salesforce administrator? The first step is to get certified. And yes, this is a pretty difficult and long process. The training materials and coursework for this certification are offered by Salesforce for free, but it takes anywhere from 6 months to a year depending on you and the time you have available. After you get through all the materials, then you're ready to take the test, hopefully. And the test costs $200. If you don't pass the test and you need to retake it, the cost for that is only $100. So after everything, the total cost to get this certification can be as low as $200. Compare that with a 4-year degree to get other similar paying jobs. You're going to look at loans of maybe $25,000 to $100,000. Now there are a few things to think about. You're definitely not guaranteed a job after you get Salesforce certified. So you'll have to put in the time and effort to get interview ready and create a good resume and then apply to all these tons of jobs out on LinkedIn or ZipRecruiter. Another thing is that Salesforce is a company in itself. I mean, it's a huge company like Amazon, but there is a possibility that it could go bankrupt and nobody would be using Salesforce anymore. Even in that case, though, I think the skills that you would learn would transfer pretty well to a different CRM, so you could get a job doing that CRM instead. Alright, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!